Videpark's contributions to the culinary world are nothing short of extraordinary. With a career spanning over 4 decades, Videpark has established himself as a trailblazer, introducing new flavors and cuisines to Swedish palates. Starting from his early days as a sound engineer and tour manager for renowned musical artists, Videpark's passion for food gradually took center stage. In the early 1990s, he made a groundbreaking move by introducing Asian, including Vietnamese cuisines such as nem cuốn and bánh mì, to Sweden when they were relatively unknown in the country. This bold step revolutionized Swedish palates and paved the way for a broader appreciation of exotic flavors. Videpark's culinary expertise extends beyond the kitchen. He has appeared as a guest chef on television and radio, sharing his culinary wizardry and inspiring countless viewers with his innovative recipes and techniques. In addition to his culinary achievements, Videpark is also a published cookbook author and a music producer. His multi-dimensional talents have allowed him to create unique dining experiences where food, music, and culture seamlessly intertwine. Welcome to Station Vietnam on VTC10, and I'm your host, Thu Giang. In today's talk show, we're going to have a conversation with a Swedish chef who has introduced the Vietnamese cuisine to Swedish palates. Please welcome to the show, Chef Erik Videpark. Xin chào, Chef Erik, and welcome to Station Vietnam Talk Show.
Thank you, Sang. Hello, Vietnam. Thank you for having me.
As a renowned chef with a passion of introducing new flavors, what inspired you to bring the Vietnamese cuisine to Sweden?
I started back in 1991 when I opened a restaurant called East. Yeah, and at East we had food from Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, and Korea. Yeah, so I started off early with the Vietnamese kitchen, although I've never been.
And now you're here in Vietnam for the very first time. How do you feel about experiencing our authentic flavors and culinary culture firsthand?
Well, I mean, many of the dishes I've cooked at home before, not knowing exactly how they should be, right? I mean, if you have a recipe and you give a recipe to 10 people, you will have 10 different choices afterwards, yeah? So I wasn't sure about, but I think I was pretty close with the ones I've tested so far.
So how did Swedish diners initially react to the introduction of the Vietnamese cuisine like phở or nem cuốn or bánh mì?
Yeah, well, you know, Sweden is a country where we go a lot abroad on vacation, yeah? So back in the 50s, we went to Spain, yeah? And suddenly, at home, we ate Spanish food. Now, in the 80s and 90s, we went to Thailand, yeah? And suddenly, we have Thai food everywhere in Sweden, yeah? So the step between Vietnamese food and Thai food, I think it's long, but the Swedish audience don't think that it's such a difference between Thai and Vietnamese.
Were there any difficulties that you faced in familiarizing them with the Vietnamese cuisine?
Not really. Swedes have a very open mind, yeah? And I mean, I cooked a lot of Sichuanese, Chinese food, which is really hot. So the flavors of the Vietnamese kitchen, which are very elegant, very light, very fresh. It's just, they love it. The Swedes love it.
Your career has spanned over 4 decades. So how have you seen the culinary landscape evolve and change throughout the years, both in Sweden and internationally?
Well, in Sweden we have gone from very heavy food, cream sauces and, extremely heavy, lots of potatoes, not so much vegetables. Nowadays, more vegetables, lighter sauces, more herbs, lighter, more fish, yeah? And I think that's a trend all over the world right now.
I think whether similarities or differences, both Swedish and Vietnamese cuisine are an important factor in connecting the two countries' cultures. Could you share your thoughts on this?
Of course, I mean, Sweden is quite a poor country food-wise, yeah? So we welcome all influences from abroad. So now you find, I started 7 years ago, I opened a place serving poke bowls, which is from Hawaii, very light fish, fresh, yeah. I started one restaurant 7 years ago. Now I think there's around 800 in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. 800? Yeah. There's poke bowls everywhere. So we find it very easy to start with new kinds of food. Yeah.
In commemoration of the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Sweden and Vietnam, 1960-2024, the Embassy of Sweden in Hanoi presented a culinary event titled Taste of Sweden. This event aimed to foster cultural exchange and celebrated the shared passion for cuisine between the two nations. Under the guidance of the renowned Swedish chef Mr. Erik Videpark, in collaboration with the head chef of the Daegu Hotel, Mr. Nguyễn Đăng Linh, attendees had the unique opportunity to witness the preparation of an array of enticing dishes and beverages. The event welcomed 300 students aged 10 to 15, and the culinary creations incorporated locally sourced ingredients from Vietnam. The gastronomic event served as a platform to showcase the rich culinary traditions of Sweden and Vietnam, highlighting the profound influence of food on our respective cultures, offering a unique opportunity for the fusion and the exchange of Sweden-Vietnam culinary practices. As we know that you have successfully opened and managed several highly acclaimed restaurants. So what is your approach in creating a unique dining experience for your guests?
I call it what's sitting in the walls. Yeah. When you enter a restaurant, you can feel straight away, oh, this is a nice place. But why? I don't know why, it just feels nice. It's in the walls, yeah? And you have to create that. And that you often create with things that you as a customer don't recognize at once. It might be a special way of setting the table, the way the hostess greets you when you come, that the menus are clean and nice and easy to read, that the wines have the right temperature, so on, so on, so on. Yeah.
Besides being a chef, you're also a wonderful music producer. Yeah, so what is your recipe in combining food, music, and culture in your restaurant?
Now the thing is, I was a music producer and sound engineer, yeah, And then I had my first daughter. Yeah. So when she was born, I couldn't be out touring, working all around the world doing music. So I had to do something at home. So then I started with restaurants instead. Food-wise, I think of food, a meal, coming into a restaurant, having your table, having the menus, being told by the service what you expect, maybe try this, try that. I see that visit in the restaurant as a symphony in music, yeah. And also in the food, you know, in an orchestra with 120 people, yeah. Some playing the very large violins and the horns and everything. But then you have one person playing the small flute, the piccola flute, you know it? Yeah. And when the whole orchestra goes on hard, yeah, the piccola flute, you can still hear it. And that's the secret in the food that you're eating, your special flavors. You should be able to feel them through all the other things. Yeah? The conversation, the wine maybe, yeah, the food, but you still have to have these small nuggets of gold.
What advice would you like to give to aspiring chefs who are looking to explore and experiment different dishes, like what you did with the Vietnamese cuisine in Sweden?
Keep an open mind, always an open mind. Don't think, oh, I can't use that ingredient, or I would never eat that. I mean, frog, snake, doesn't matter. Try it all and do it, and listen and read a lot. Read a lot of cookbooks.
Once again, thank you so much for your meaningful insights today, and we're looking forward to welcoming you back to Vietnam for further culinary events in the near future.
Oh, I hope so. Please do. Thank you.
That's the end of Station Vietnam today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
I think that Vietnam as a tourist destination begins to grow now, and usually the food follows the tourism. So the more tourists you'll have, the more the cuisine of Vietnam will spread around the world. Well, I've tried, of course, I tried the pho, and I tried the nem, and yeah. I've been walking in the streets, looking at all the small restaurants, cafes, looking at all the things people are selling, kitchen utensils, everything. I just bought a gas stove yesterday to bring home. I will be on TV not this Sunday, but next Sunday in Sweden, and I will cook Vietnamese food with lots of herbs. I love the complexity and mix of the herbs, and the scent and the freshness. I will use that a lot.